Everyone, I'm Sarah Grace Baugh, and today I'll be teaching you how to make mandalas using the app SketchBook. Here are some designs that I've been able to come up with using this app, but I hope by the end of this video you'll be able to come up with lots of your own designs and really enjoy the process as we do it. Alright, so if you don't know what a mandala is, it can be loosely defined as a circular design, and it normally relies on symmetry to be created. So symmetry is basically a reflection of one side. So if we cut this in half, the reflection of this would be the exact same of this, and the same for all these designs. Alright, so the materials you'll need for this are an iPad and the app SketchBook. There are other ways to make mandalas, but today this is how we're going to do it. Alright, so to get started, you turn on your iPad. If you already own the app, easy peasy, open it up. But if you don't, it's also easy to just really quickly search it up in the App Store, and it should be one of the first options. It's also free, so just download it, and we'll get down to actually making our mandalas. Alright, so once you open the app, you'll be given a couple different options, but we're going to click New Sketch because we want to start with a blank piece of paper. Once you get your blank piece of paper, you have options as to what width and height you want the paper. I just went with the preset, but it's up to you. And again, the more unique you make it, the more fun your design will be in the end. Alright, so now we're going to get down to business. The third step is choosing a writing utensil. Now, when you first get on the app, it's a little overwhelming how many options you have. But once you use the app for a while, you can figure out which ones you like more or less. I like the fountain pen, so I chose that today. Here you can change the size by going up or down, and the opacity by going up and down, but the easier option is when you select the utensil you have, this should appear right next to it, and you can change the size and the opacity. After you've chosen your writing utensil, you then get to choose colors, which are always exciting. This rainbow circle right here, you click on it, and it'll give you lots of options of preset colors. I'm just going to be using these today, but if you want to go more in depth with your color choosing, you can click on this big circle up here, and it'll give you a rainbow to choose from, and you can pick exactly what color you want. Alright, on the top of your screen, there should be a bar like so. So you select the option that looks like this, and this is the option that enables symmetry. At first, your paper will be divided in halves, but I wanted more sections than that, so I clicked on the fourth one right here, and then added all the way up to 10, which gave me this. So I have altogether 5 sections on each side, and this just helped me have more of a detailed design, and it keeps the consistency up. Alright. Next, it's time to get creative. We finally get to draw. Alright, so using my fountain pen, I just draw one curved line. This, again, reflects all the way around, which gives me a perfect circle, which is always a little satisfying. The next thing I add are little triangular points. These are just, there's just 2 in each section, and again, they reflect all around, giving me a kind of sun-looking shape. Alright, so this is not the only process, obviously, but the next thing I did was I added on to my sun by just outlining what I had previously with more triangular points in the same color. Again, you can change the color, you can change the design, but for the one that I'm making, this is what we've got so far. I saw that the middle was empty over here, and I just didn't like that, so I added in petal shapes, which gave me kind of a flower-looking thing in the middle. Then on to step 11, I added a couple things in this step. So I added half circles, which look like petals, skipping every one triangle tip. So if you can see, it happens all around, and that just helps my design get bigger as we go on. The next thing I do is make triangular points outside of it, just to add to the shape. Alright, now we're finally on to step 12. Now step 12, I just added on to these triangular points in a layering way, which you start out with one line and then you add another on top, and then one line and then another on top, which gives you this. It kind of flattens out your triangles and makes them a lot less pointy, and so that's what I did for that. I then decided that I wanted my design to end probably about here, so I made a circular pattern on the outside. There's other ways to end your design, but this is how I did it today. But again, it's really fun to be creative, so try new ways. Alright, time to add details. This is one of my favorite parts. Alright, so I had my basic design back here, you see, but now I'm going to get down to the nitty gritty. Alright, so I chose my ending point, obviously, and then I decided I was going to make half circles pointing away from that ending point, but pointing towards the middle of the design. This gave me something that looks like this. Now, I realize that my drawings are slanted. I draw on a slant, but I also zoom and zoom out a lot, which is a tip earlier in the video that if you need to, you can do the same. But that's just why these are slanted here. All right, so now after I made that design, I decided I should fill in some of the spots that I left empty. So I chose this paint can up here, and it'll just fill in the spots you want. You pick a color, and then you put it in the places that you want filled in. So I filled in these triangles and the outline and other places that you'll see soon. All right, now this is fill in extra spaces. This doesn't mean just with like color. I actually filled it in with small designs. So here I put little circles in between the outline of the triangles that I made previously. And then also here I added short little lines inside the triangular outline as well. There are other places that you can add details. If you wanted, you could add lines in here. It's really fun to experiment. So go ahead and try. Alright, now I noticed that I had some blank space up here, and I decided I'm just going to try and be random, and so I added little swirls in there, and it turned out better than I thought it would. So that gave me this, and then we have our final product. So this is what it looks like, and I hope you've learned how to make mandalas using symmetry on this app, and I hope that you keep making designs and enjoy, because I really enjoyed it. So thank you so much.